What's up everybody, Sam McMuffin here, bringing you some Killing Floor 1 content. Today we'll be looking at this solo West London run on the hardest difficulty, Hell on Earth. Starting with a sharpshooter, because it doesn't really matter what class you start your run with, because there isn't many enemies in the early waves and there isn't any big baddies that you need to be careful about, like Swage or Flesh Punch. So sharpshooter is a good class to start with because you can sell the crossbow for good money after you don't need it anymore.
I'm moving. See when you've got the job done.
I'll also give you some tips on how to do solo runs in general. But these can be applied pretty much for any difficulty. But personally, I am talking about these things from the perspective of running on Hell on Earth and having all perks maxed out.
Lots of lovely guns, just waiting for you.
Okay, I sold my crossbow and bought a hand cannon instead because I don't know, I felt like it.
Guns, boys. You know what
Not
to do
really
with them.
anything tactical behind that decision, but just felt like it.
I always hated bloody scars.
Stay sharp.
Always important to always keep looking around, otherwise you'll get very easily swarmed. Look, so lucky, only one health left. So lucky. But thankfully, if I would have died, it was on the second phase, so it wouldn't have been a very big of a deal. But damn, so lucky. Can't believe I made it. One hill. But yeah, to talk about a little bit of the differences between the different difficulty levels is that there are, I would say, two main things that change. Well, maybe three actually. Three main things that change between the difficulties. First of all, the Zeds gain more HP. That is most likely the most notable thing. Second thing, that they gain more damage. So you will get killed more easily. And the third, that may not be as apparent as you might think, is that they are faster. They are, if I remember correctly, this about a third faster. So if, for example, on normal they move at 100% rate, on Hell on Earth they move at 135% speed. So it's much easier to get swarmed. That's why when we get later into the tactics on how to run Hell on Earth stuff, it will make much more sense why to do it this way, or the way that I'm doing it. But I'm 14, didn't really need it yet, but I have never liked M14. And I have just came back to Killing Floor after a long pause, so I just thought I'd try it out, see if it was any good.
Invisible women like to kill you. Oh, great.
I always liked on sharpshooter to use the pistol for close combat, and then have something like a crossbow or well, the M99, even though it's crap for the bigger baddies. Yeah, probably the most annoying enemies are the brawlers and the gortans. They are pretty much the only enemies that can catch up to you if you keep just running. So those are something to watch out for. And I like to prioritize them. I take them out before taking anything else out. It's also very important to have a very good audio setup, whether it be just, you know, surround sound speaker system or good headphones, because you can easily identify from which directions enemies are coming.
That's some good stuff I sold
Especially
you.
like
Put it
flesh
to good
punch, you
use.
don't want to run into one. But yeah, I found one axe in the church and
Where's that?
threw down my katana for just for a second so I could sell it, get some extra money.
I've moved, so look out for me.
Here again, get into a little bit of a tight spot. Had to take the back alleys, which are always a bad place to be. Never go there if you have an option to go somewhere else, because you can easily get insta swarmed because enemies jump down from the overpass. But yes, as a general perk for running solo, use either a medic or a berserker, because you get that speed bonus, and it's just so important to be able to outmaneuver your enemies. Well, between a medic and a berserker, it's I don't know. It's a little bit of a difficult decision to decide which one to pick, because even though the berserker gets a little bit of a damage output plus on melee, it really isn't that much, because when you're doing solo runs, the enemies don't have a lot of health, even though it's hell on earth. And here I get some random achievements. I have no idea how I even got those, but random achievements. Maybe if I were to do this run again now, I will probably use maybe medic because they get so much better body armor and for much cheaper.
Come and get it.
And the body armor is just so good. Yeah, I'm selling my M14 and it's a piece of crap. Switching to demo, buying the M32.
They're coming. I'm gone.
Also the kill messages on the left top corner are pretty important because you can save up ammo, because especially if you're running demo. Here I also start to get a little bit of swarm, so I have to back up to the church, which I generally don't like. 4 health, not even close, you know, compared to that 1 health. I'm thinking about it, I have 4 times the health than back then. But yeah, this don't stay inside buildings very long, because if the Zeds start to coming from the boat entrances, you are pretty much boned. Unless you manage to clear out the path. But anyways, talking about the general tactics for running solo. First thing to do is when the wave starts is to just stay put. See where the enemies are coming from and let them spawn in. You can kill some of them, but don't go all out.
I want you close, babe.
You want the maximum enemies to spawn in that the map can hold. That is enabled in the mutators. But you don't want any more than that. Well, you can't have any more than that because that is the max amount, but you want all the possible enemies to spawn in, and then you'll start guiding them around. And then you'll start picking them off one by one, slowly. But okay, here I have my final weapons for this run. M79 grenade launcher and the M32. I use the M79 for all the, you know, the single small enemies, crawlers, plots, or fasts, and then I'm saving the ammo on the M32 for the bigger baddies like Scrakes and Flesh Bombs. Even though no Scrakes are no problem, because then I'm running Berserker. Even on Hell on Earth you can still, well not stun lock the Scrakes, but you know, they can't hit you. So pretty much the only enemies that you have to be, or that you'll have to burst down to kill them are Flesh Bombs. And you'll see later what to do if a Flesh Bomb, you know, random enrages, or you fail to kill him instantly, or you know, fast enough, and he comes after you. Here, when there's no more any bigger baddies left,
I want you close, babe.
except for no siren, one siren. So, you know, just start taking them out. You know, once you got all the enemies spawned in and there is no more anything to left to spawn in and, you know, swarm you, then start taking them out.
That's some good stuff I sold you. Put it to good use.
Okay, I hear a flesh bound somewhere near. Not exactly sure where it was, but I think we'll find it soon enough. You know, if you just manage to keep your distance, the only things that can pretty much only hurt you are, well, crawlers, because they sometimes can pop up to you even though you just keep running away, they'll catch you. And gore fasts are also dangerous, but they are much more easily dealt with. Yep, there's a flesh bound. Okay, here I'm trying to get some distance between me and the flesh bound. And then I just go... Nope, yes. Even on Hell on Earth, using M32 and off perk, you can kill a full health FP with 3 shots. Oh, 3 grenades. So, you know, they are not really that bad. As long as you just manage to keep yourself out, you know, not being swarmed, you know, the flesh bound will not be a problem. Get 2 scrakes on me, so here I'll show you how easy it is to kill a scrake on Hell on Earth on solo. Even though you can't stun lock them anymore, they can't. You just have to apply this very difficult tactic of running backwards and, you know, just hitting them. And they can't do anything. They'll just try to come after you, but... Oh, here's an interesting thing that happens. Husk tries to shoot me, but aggroes the Scrake instead. And the Scrake actually kills the Husk. And then I kill the Scrake. Interesting trade-off there.
They're guns, boys. You know what to do with them.
I get flesh bound again somewhere near her. There he is. Okay, let's not go that way. Well, let's go that way, but let's not go directly by him. Let's take a put something between us, like a car. But yeah, it's a little bit dangerous to start, you know, kiting too fast, because if not all the enemies have spawned in, you can still get spawned by new spawns, because they will not all be, you know, following you, but they'll be coming from in front of you perhaps, or, you know, from the side, something that you were not expecting. Man, all these freaking pros. Okay, let's see. Oh, we didn't... Well, yeah. Another thing that is present, but is not affected by the difficulty, is that enemies gain more health the more players there are on the server. So, you know, when you're doing solo, the enemies don't have very lot of HP, no matter what. Even though it is on Hell on Earth difficulty, you know, the enemies are still quite weak. Very weak, in fact. Okay, seems like a husk has aggroed something again because I can hear a gore fast plating something. But yeah, if I'll try to do a little bit of a summary on solo runs.
Shop will open soon, lads. Head this way.
Keep looking around. Try not to get swarmed. When the round starts, stay put for a while, let the enemies spawn in and start closing in on you. Once you have waited a little bit of time and maybe you are starting to get a little bit too much heat and you have to leave, then you start fighting them. You know, take them out slowly, you know, in small portions. Don't try to take out a whole bunch, because you might get swarmed by the fresh spawns again. And weapon-wise, have something that you can use to burst down, like burst damage the bigger baddies, like flesh spawns. And then have something ranged that you can use to kill, for example, a group of crawlers or gore fasts, or you know, something annoying. But maybe I'll not stay here. I think, yeah, that flesh punch might enrage. The flesh punch will auto enrage if you stay in their sight too long. As long as you can cut off the line of sight to them, they, well, if I remember correctly, they should not enrage. But, 1, 2, 3. There we go. He might have taken a little bit of damage up from the M79, but no, it's still like 3 grenades only.
Watch out for me, boys.
And that's off perk. So no damage bonuses or anything there. Crawlers. That is fine. I would recommend never, just going backwards, because something will, come from behind you like that. That's just bad news. It's much easier because you don't have to be very careful with ammo, because there is very limited amount of enemies and they don't have a lot of health. It's just you have to manage your risk. You want to take them out as far as possible from 2 strikes. Well, here's the tactical stretch to do this. Just back off and they should not be able to hit you. And also I would recommend, when you end around, be somewhere near the trader, and that's why I didn't kill this bloat immediately, because I wanted to get closer to the trader first. Fleshbound again. The fleshbounds usually spawn as the first things in the wave 7 and up. As a tip, I would recommend, maybe not shooting so fast with the M32, because the smoke will just stop you from seeing what you are actually shooting, because the enemies will usually jump around a little bit if they don't die from the... There we go, there's an enraged FP. And the key here is to just, stay calm, see that there's no extra enemies behind you, and when he hits you, try to jump and get as much distance between you and him immediately, and just heal up and run away. Your body armor is there to help you suck up some punishment. Especially when, in the beginning of the wave when the enemies are spawning in. It's not there to sustain you the whole wave, but it's there to help you sustain the spawning enemies damage of the beginning of the round. And if I were a medic there, my body armor would be, just so powerful that I have not taken almost any damage. I mean, rages, but I think he was fighting a Shrake there. I think. Just... Nope. Get out of my face! Oh, there's a little bit of a bad place to be. Brawlers chipping away at your health. Luckily, I just managed to survive. Luckily, there was no more. If there was even one more crawler behind me, I would have died there. Because I was in a little tunnel or hallway there, basically. And if there was anything behind me, I would have gotten trapped. But, lucky me, I guess. Lucky. And husks, they are annoying, they'll chip away our health and armor with their fireballs, but... I guess that's what life I'm doing for. Okay, 25 enemies left. There most likely will not be any more spawn-ins at this point. So I can pretty safely presume that everything is behind me at this moment. Just have to take out the trash. But alright, let's talk about Patriarch strats at this moment. 2 enemies left. Final normal wave. Next up is Patriarch. I would recommend warmly that you finish right next to the trader at this point, because you want time to prepare for the Patriarch. Free body armor, that's good. Although I have 3.6Ks. Well over 4K. But yeah, I sell my katana and buy as many pipe pumps as I can and still a demo. Or still stay as demo, so I can get the explosion. And basically what I do here is just, leave a little trail of pipe bombs and then go into the church and seal off the other door, so my thinking behind is that
I'll show you all.
as long as he doesn't see me, he will come through the open door. And, you know, as long as he doesn't see him, he will not go invincible. Or invisible. And he'll just basically just run into the pipe bombs and explode like that. And that is Patriarch Stress. And I thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you sometime soon. See ya.